Happy New Year, everybody. Hello, my name is Frank Hanaway, and welcome to Big Journey, Small Steps, the channel where I talk about my spiritual path and the small steps I take to reach my goal. Today, in celebration of the new year, I thought I would share something with you which, when I first heard it, was mind-blowing. And my spiritual teacher is Easwaran, who's passed away now, but he's the person who developed passage meditation. He wrote a great many books which are just full of wonderful concepts, sometimes that are so revolutionary, at least they were for me, and yet so obvious. And that's what I'm going to share with you today, which is what Easwaran meant when he used the word love. So I'm going to read to you from the second volume of the Bhagavad Gita for Daily Living. He took 6 chapters at a time and did a verse-by-verse commentary on them. And this is from the second volume. So he's telling this story about when he first came to America in late 50s, early 60s, I think. When I first came to this country, I gave a talk on the spiritual life to a group of teenage girls. In those days, practically no one had heard of meditation, so I centered my remarks around something in which girls of that age are always interested in: personal relationships. The young president of the club listened very carefully, and when I had finished, she said, "You have used the word love a lot. Will you please tell us what love means to you?" And this is Easwaran speaking. I like that kind of direct question very much, and I told her, when I say I love a person, it means only one thing: that person's happiness, that person's welfare means more to me than my own. She looked around at the other girls. "Well, girls," she confessed, "I guess that means none of us have ever been in love." It was a thoughtful observation, for this is a concept of love that does not even occur to most of us today. We hear the word knocked around a lot, but when I think about what my life has been in the past, it's like a balancing scale, and if somebody is willing to put this much on this side, then I'm willing to put this much on this side, and we're both kind of watching to make sure that nobody gets ahead of the other person, because that would be bad. And since I've adopted this definition of love, of meaning putting another person's welfare before your own, it's truly life-changing. The wonderful thing is that we have children that help us learn this lesson, because as I've noticed, people that deal with children in an effective way, in a way that can be celebrated, are the people who put a child's welfare first. But somehow we find it harder to do that with other adults. So just a thought for the new year. I'm going to keep it brief. What does love mean to you? Could you work with this definition? Or is it just too much to ask that, that you are willing to give more than you get in return? Well, that's all I wanted to share with you today. I hope you have a happy new year. Oh, by the way, the picture that you saw at the beginning of the peacock, I took that yesterday in my yard. Here in my neighborhood in Florida, we have peacocks running wild, and once you grow fond of them, it's terrible. I'll be making a vegetarian version of black-eyed peas and rice on Thursday for it's the way we celebrate New Year's in our family. And so Happy New Year to you and all you know and love. So that's me signing off, and from the bottom of my heart, I want to wish you peace and joy.